Hey everybody, this is Tim. Back with another video. Today we're going to be creating a picture that is tribute to an American icon who's no longer with us. So we're going to create a new file here. Maybe. Alright, there we go. I'm going to go landscape orientation for this one. We'll create it. I'm going to use Control minus, zoom out a little bit, give me some space to work. Better view of the picture. We're going to go here, open a smart object, because I have a couple photos that I'm going to bring in here. First one is this 1955 Porsche 550. Some of you might recognize that car and know where I'm going with this. If you don't, you will in a second, because I have one more picture that I'm going to open up. And for anybody who doesn't recognize this guy, it's James Dean. So, we are going to take our Porsche picture here. We're going to move it right over here. I'm going to use Control T. We're going to expand this a little bit so we can fill our space. So right there looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that layer, get rid of this locked background layer. We'll drag it down to the trash. And I'm going to take these two. I guess this is probably more steps than I needed to take, but we got it done. We're going to come back to the James Dean picture. What I'm going to do here is go polygonal lasso tool. We're just going to run around his silhouette here as close as we can get. And if it's not perfect, it's going to be okay, and you'll see why when I get to our blending mode and everything from there on out. So if you want, I know this part's kind of boring. If you want to fast forward through it till I'm done, that's fine. We'll try to speed things up a little bit. If I get a little bit of this white background, it's not the end of the world. So we'll go straight down from there. Come right across. There we go. I'm going to select the inverse, and it's a smart object, so I can't edit it. So we're going to rasterize the layer, and we're going to delete that background there. Now what I want to do, deselect everything, get rid of that guy. We're going to go to Image Adjustments, over here to the Levels, and we're just going to work on the contrast a little bit. It'll look a little nicer when we do blend it with our other picture. So we'll take that, and we're going to move him over to the same picture. Now what we're going to do here is bring the background in front, and we're going to change our blending mode to multiply, and you'll see James here is now visible. And we're going to Control T with him as well and change the size. I'm going to make him pretty big, because here in a second we're going to change his opacity. There we go. So we got him there. We can still see the background. Now what we're going to do after that create a new layer. We're going to fill that with a dark shade of gray. I'm going to take our rectangle tool here. We're going to make a very small, very thin border here. And that's pretty cool. I didn't realize those purple lines came up to tell you when you had the sides even. So that's really cool. Now, we need to, not that. I'm going to click inside. We are going to select layer via cut. You'll see it gives us two layers here. One is going to be the border, and this is going to take the fill down to 0. There we go. And what we can do here, I believe this is the right layer for this. We'll take our drop shadow, alright, I like that. Next thing we're going to do here is we're going to make a text box right up here in this open area. And this is where we're going to do our little tribute saying. We'll go 144. I think that's going to be good. Edwardian script, I was working with this a little bit earlier, and I think it looks decent. 144 is way too big. Let's start at 72 and we'll go from there. Alright, there we go. So 60 maybe? I like that. That looks pretty good. We're going to center that. We're going to get another smaller text box to slide right underneath that, and we're going to have smaller text. And we're going to go February 8th, 1931 to September 30th, 1955. Very young. We'll place that there. We'll drop them down a little bit. I'm actually going to take these two. No, we won't do that. We'll just work with them one at a time. Make those black so they stand out a little bit more. Oop, didn't mean to rotate that. There we go. So that is how we use multiply over here to blend layers from the background and get this effect here. So hopefully you guys come up with some really interesting tributes to some American icons just like him. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this. We'll save it as assignment, or we'll just save it as James Dean so I know which one it is. Okay, we're going to X out here. Don't need to save those changes. Don't need to save changes to the Porsche. And we're out of here. Thanks for watching, guys.